Good morning. It is the morning of day 29, which is a travel day. It is our last day. We are here at Earl Rowe Provincial Park. We got here just before 5 o'clock last night. We did a minimum setup. The truck is still hooked to the trailer, and we just walked the dog around the park a little bit. We had dinner, had showers, read. I played the guitar a little bit. Chitra did actually a little bit of work. You know, we're getting closer to home when Chitra starts thinking about heading back to school, and I start thinking about how I'm going to actually deal with all of this footage. And we're just going to take Chloe for her morning walk to settle her for the trip home, and then we're going to finish packing up and get the truck out of here, as it were. So let's talk a little bit about Earl Rowe Provincial Park. This is our first and our last stop, and the reason for that is it's a good distance from home. Good distance to get us to where we need to go without being too long of a trip, but long enough that we don't feel like we're wasting too much time on the way up. It's easy to get into, it's easy to get out of. It's not especially busy, and it's really easy to get a sight here. You know, that's good for us. The park itself has plenty of hiking that we can do in a day. There's a few trails we haven't even done, because more often than not we have the trailer and the truck hooked up, so we don't want to drive to the other side of the park. The facilities are good. The bathrooms are really clean, like the main bathrooms. They're professionally cleaned every day, so that's awesome. What else do we have to say about Earl Rowe?
There's all different kinds of sites. There's wide open sites for people who like that kind of site.
Have a big trailer.
There's a lot of pull-through sites.
Yep.
And there's a lot of backcountry feeling sites, like the ones we're going to come around to over here are so remote that they feel like you're in the middle of the woods and there's nobody else around.
Right, so no services back there, just privies, no electricity, deeper forest. So it feels a lot more remote than the other ones. So if you're into tent camping and you want to feel like you're by yourself while not being too far away from anything, then you could do that. There's no real swimming here. They do have a large wading pool that isn't open this year, but usually it's open. And it's open for day use people, and for campers have a smaller fee, day use fee.
Lots of picnic areas.
Lots of picnic areas. Very nice for picnicking. You can go canoeing here. Yeah, so it's a nice park. We just don't usually stay here for longer than a day. We're in, we're out. So we will be out of here fairly shortly, and we're going to probably just grab something on the road for a change, not worry about taking a lunch with us. Behind me is where the more remote campgrounds are, and we're not going to show you the campsites, but that is the kind of forest that it's in compared to cedar hedges and open spaces of the main campground.
Beautiful cedar swamp.
There are campgrounds on either side of the highway, so we're on the I think it's the east side, so you have to go out of the park, down the road, and back into the park. But there is a walkway from here under the highway to the other side of the highway. So yeah, it has a lot to offer. Chitra, what would be our highlights of the parks? 10 different parks that we went to. Let's see, the new ones were Kap-Kig-Iwan. We've never been there before.
Yeah.
We checked out Esker Lake while we were there.
Lake Superior.
We've never been to Ivanhoe Lake, Wakami Lake, Lake Superior Lake, Pancake Bay, and then we have been to the other ones. So the beginning ones and the end ones we've been to before. So of the ones that we've never been to, what were the highlights?
The falls at Kap-Kig-Iwan.
Yep.
They were superb.
And Hell's Gate.
From every angle, and there were so many of them.
So taking Hell's Gate Trail, which I didn't videotape because it was kind of a whim that morning.
That's one of the best trails we've done.
Yeah, one of the best trails, and I didn't tape it.
It was our we're leaving to go day, and we were just like, let's just exercise the dog. What about this trail? And we tried it, and we're like, oh,
it was amazing. So I have some footage from my phone and some pictures, but that was about it. And so that was pretty awesome. And then it was nice to canoe at Esker Lake.
Yeah, the Lake Superior trails were lovely.
Chitter's just skipping right through to Lake Superior.
Sorry. Esker Lake was lovely. And had a really nice dog beach, by the way.
Even if you don't mind leeches. It did have leeches.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ivanhoe Lake Provincial Park. We got really lucky. We were beside seasonal people. And I say lucky because they weren't there, so it was really quiet.
Both sides of us were empty. And the site was massive.
It was huge. Had a view of the water, so sunsets, beautiful sunsets. We do have a video of some video of the sunsets.
It was very like you were living on the beach, and it was like some pine trees on the beach, and it was all sand, and which was great, but also had a couple of sandflies, but whatever.
Yeah, not like all the time, just sometimes. And we canoed the lake, but not the big lake, the smaller lake. I don't remember what it's called now.
Sawmill. Sawmill was a beautiful lake to canoe. Absolutely gorgeous.
It was big enough, you know.
That you had little wings to go off into.
Yeah.
And had little islands and things. And the water was so green. It was like,
it
was like emerald green water. It was something
something special about it. And
it's a natural spring. That's what it is.
Yeah, so it's their drinking water. So no motorboats can go on it.
But you can canoe it.
Yeah, it was lovely. We went out several different times.
It was so pretty. So pretty.
And the canoe rates were really, really reasonable.
Yeah.
And decent canoes. They were decent canoes, which is always nice.
They were not heavy. They were heavy, but they weren't as heavy as like a Pelican.
Yeah, and you could choose, they had 3 different places that you could rent canoes from. So you could be on the big lake, you could be on the Sawmill Lake, I think. Yeah. And then there was one more. I forget what that one's called. Tech Lake. Yeah.
Tech Lake.
And they said that was it's a glacier lake, and it's quite small, so you'd need maybe an hour out there.
They said that one was a good fishing lake.
And we didn't get to that trail, but the other trail around the lake that we did canoe was really, really nice.
Yeah, beautiful trails there.
Yeah. It is out in the middle of nowhere, so there's only one gas station. You literally leave Timmins, and it has that sign, you know, like 100 and something kilometers before the next gas station. And when you got to the next gas station, we thought it was really expensive. Turned out it wasn't really expensive at all. That was just the going rate up there. So I kind of had a, oh my God, moment. And then we got
46, and then we got to
Chableau, and it was like, yeah, that's what it is. Actually, no, it was more.
No, it was a Farley or something, where we went up the street. Like it was 18 kilometers away. It was a mosquito.
Yeah, that town of, geez, what was it called?
Farley, Fawcett, something like that.
Yes, it was French, so.
It was $1.56.
But they had this little general store there, and it basically, under it said, if we don't have it, you don't need it.
And they were right, because they had a little bit of every single possible thing you could possibly want in your life. Food,
clothing, souvenirs,
camping gear.
They had
really expensive camping gear.
They had Yetis. They had a
whole selection of Yeti.
Yeah, fishing gear.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Stuff for your RV, stuff for your vehicle.
Plumbing, electrical.
Like, pre-made food. Like they had like barbecue chicken that you could buy, and it was all vacuum sealed.
And frozen, pre-made frozen stuff that you could just go and thaw out and put on your grill.
It wasn't cheap. It definitely wasn't cheap.
Nothing was cheap.
I think it was like $8 or $9 for 4 liters of milk.
Yeah.
I just about had a heart attack. But if you needed it,
there it was.
It was way better than driving 100 kilometers to Timmins. So that's Ivanhoe Lake Provincial Park. Next was Wakami.
Forever.
Wakami's out in the middle of nowhere.
Wakami's beautiful.
South of Chableau.
It's a fisherman's park, though. If you're one of those people with a little outboard motor or a canoe with a trolling motor on it, you're happy, because people were catching fish by the dozens there, all different kinds of fish.
But it's very shallow. It's a very shallow lake, and the water levels were
3 or 4 feet down, I think they said.
Right, but some of the locals who had been there for years said that it wasn't as bad as it had been at some point. So it had been even worse than that. The water was clean. We swam several times because we were hot. There's no electricity there. There's no running, there's running water obviously, but there's no showers or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we got good use of our solar panel.
It was a pretty park. They were not allocated enough money to keep their trails going.
Yeah.
And so they only had a little piece of one of the trails cut, but it looked like it could have been absolutely spectacular. Hopefully maybe they'll get more money after COVID and be able to regroom their trails, because they have a beautiful logging museum that they spent a lot of money on, and it's kind of halfway rebuilt right now because they ran out of money.
They have
during
some,
COVID.
yeah, amazing artifacts.
Like things that you've never seen before that you didn't even know they used for logging. They have all that stuff there.
Yeah, because we've been to several logging
yeah.
museums, and I'm like, I've never seen this before, and I've never seen that before. Like
Yeah.
Algonquin doesn't have them.
And Algonquin has the best logging museum I've ever seen. This one could be better.
Yeah, it could be, definitely.
So hopefully they get the funding. They said they also were having difficulty keeping staff there because it's so remote.
Yeah.
That they couldn't keep their staff on, and because they couldn't keep their staff on, they couldn't groom their trails because they needed to attend to the campers' needs.
After Wakami was Lake Superior.
Which was massive.
Huge park.
And lots of going up.
And down. Whoop. Dog's in the way. Hey, dog. Where are we going now? So yeah, Lake Superior is a huge park. We stayed at Rabbit Blanket for 5 nights. And
The other one is Agawa, right?
the other one is Agawa, like
Agawa
way
Bay.
at the end of the other side. Like
It's huge.
it's huge.
It's huge. It's over like 100 kilometers of road, I think.
Tons of trails, tons of canoeing, beautiful beaches, cold water, cold, clear,
Really cold water.
but clear and
refreshing though.
yes,
Like,
very refreshing.
And I don't think I've ever swum in such cold water and liked it.
She did. She
I
went.
liked it a lot.
She went in like 4 or 5 times. I was shocked.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't swim in cold water.
So great trails. We didn't do a gazillion. Some of them are really long.
There was not very many picnic areas.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you might want to just make sure that you bring one of those like picnic blankets, because there are very few picnic tables, which we noticed.
Yeah, and even the day use areas, there isn't enough parking. There's way too many people and not enough parking at the beaches and at the like Catherine's Cove.
So get there
and-
early. Get the places early.
Yeah, so like it seems like locals know places where you can just kind of pull
Peek in.
off, and you see them parking along the side, not on the side of the road, but kind of down into the sand a little bit, which looks treacherous for some cars. But
Yeah, we saw a minivan get stuck
yeah.
because they tried to do what the locals were doing and they didn't know.